Hey everybody, Jane from Earth Care Farm. Poppy's on vacation, so I get to hold down the fort. Wanted to talk to you guys about onions. We have a few varieties of onions here. This is just ones we grow for our family, and they're telling me they're ready. The signs that they're ready for me to harvest are they bend right down in the middle here. They're no longer setting up, so some of them need a little bit more time. But I'll actually sometimes just go down. Now that I know that some of them are ready, I'll just go down and I'll kind of do a bend for them. So they'll start to kind of pre-dry out. And then probably later today, it looks like a really beautiful dry week, where I'm gonna go through and pull them all and cure them, not as long as we cure our garlic, but just enough so that they turn brown and we can store them a little better. Big, beautiful storage onions. I got some big red ones. They tend to know, they just know about day length, so they know that now the days are getting a little shorter. We're just about that 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness, and they're saying, it's time. And speaking of time, it's also time. It seems so early. It's, August. Today's August 3rd, and but it's time to start thinking about growing for winter. So today we're starting some of our seeds for our winter growing, and we only have about 2 weeks to get those things started before it's kind of too late. You have till about August 15th. Last year I pushed it a little bit, tried to plant some even just a week later, and wow, they take so much longer to be ready to harvest. So this year I'm starting a little early. So I'm gonna show you guys all the seeds we're gonna be planting in the next 2 weeks. You actually have enough time to order seeds even now if you wanted to follow what we're doing here at the farm. So let's go check it out. So we have a lot of seeds that we're gonna be direct seeding today and over the next 2 weeks. If you haven't ordered your seeds yet, you still have time. You could do this in 2 weeks. But we're gonna be planting scallions, evergreen hardy scallions, direct seeding. Beets, I'm loving the gold beets, but we're also doing kestrel, the traditional red beets. We're gonna do Hun Sai Tai, one of my favorite greens, and this won't be ready until the winter time. It'll be a treat. You'll be able to have this for Christmas. I'm looking pretty much, you need to find things that are gonna be ready. Right on the packet it says 40 days, 50 days, that kind of thing. It's gotta be ready in about 50 days because that's how much time we have until it gets a little too cold and the day is too short. So early Mizuna. Mizuna is one of my favorites, so cold hardy. The pink Mizuna is new to me. Last season it was fantastic from Baker's Creek. Claytonia, I love this, also called miner's spinach, really fun green. Astro arugula, super simple, super easy to grow, delicious. Who doesn't like arugula in the wintertime? A nice arugula salad. I love spinach, so I've got quite a few types of spinach. Space spinach is a smaller, smooth leaf spinach, and it's delicious, fantastic. The tundra spinach, very cold hardy, as you can tell by the name. Bloomsdale spinach. It's nice to have a variety of spinaches because these are all gonna ripen a little bit different time. This one's 42 days, that one's 45 days. Just get a nice succession just by planting different varieties. This is the winter spinach, giant winter spinach. Then we're gonna do some Daikon radishes. Really nice to have, and again, this is gonna be ready in 50 days. Watermelon radish. Oasis turnips. Most of the turnips you can't do right now, it's a little too late, but this one is a quick, more of like a radish turnip, salad turnip we call them. I am gonna do carrots, so these are gonna be direct seeded Mokum carrots, Danvers carrots. I'm gonna try, it's a little late for the cucumber, but last year I planted about this time, I did get a last succession of cucumbers when I planted now. So what's the harm in trying a few seeds? But carrots, beets, and greens is what we're focusing on. Then in trays, so these are things I'm gonna direct seed. These ones I'm gonna plant in trays and then transplant when I have more space in my high tunnel. Right now it's full. I'm gonna say this wrong, but senposai or senaposai, it's a kind of like a cross between a lettuce and a mustard, and it's a nice, crispy, flavorful lettuce, and it's very winter tolerant, very cold tolerant. Tokyo Bokana, or I call it Tokyo Bo. It's a little baby Chinese cabbage. It's one of my son's favorites, nice and crispy and easy to grow, loves the cold temperatures. Ruby Streaks mustard, I'm sorry, this is a long list, but there's still so much to grow. Bok Choy, broccoli rabe, one of my faves. Chinese cabbage, the blues is my favorite. They big, beautiful cabbages. Bright Light Swiss chard. I have a hard time choosing my favorite, but this one's the purple kale, the dazzling blue kale, I've got the red Russian kale, red boar kale, Crispino lettuce, champion collards. Collards is a nice hardy green. I find too when you harvest them, they last a long time. They're great for farmers markets. They hold up really well. This is the winter density romaine lettuce. Really nice cold hardy lettuce. And then the winter lettuce mix for cutting. wow, a lot of greens, but in the wintertime we need those greens. It's like so hard to get those vitamins. So this is when we plant them. The next 2 weeks, let's do this. Let's have really full, beautiful gardens that are long lasting. I have my high tunnel, but I'm going to show you in some coming videos some other ways that you could extend your season with just some simple PVC pipes, a little bit of plastic covering, or just this remade cover cloth that can warm things up a little bit more and get you through a longer season. So appreciate y'all. Let's get growing. Thanks.